Alright guys, what I am doing right now is a little bit unorthodox. It's definitely very unscripted, but I decided it was about due time to play a little bit of drunk Arkham City. Now, oh hey look, the title screen came up. I'm going to press X right here so I can sync the video with the audio because I ain't doing this professionally, and boop! Difficulty options. Woo! Alright, let's go hard. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. Going hard because that'll be more visually interesting for you guys to watch. Fuck it. We don't need subtitles. Fuck it, maybe. Alright, subtitles. You guys will be able to see what's going on if the audio balance gets messed up. Because again, I'm an amateur at this. But if I say no subtitles, then fuck it, we're going subtitles just so that you guys can understand. Hints, no, fuck no. Get out of here. Hints, brightness is fine. I don't give a shit. Hello, beautiful.
Thank you. Capturing Bruce Wayne is so much easier than that.
Man, I can only ever hear Corey Burton's Hugo Strange. I think that's his name.
Protocol
After
10
this game.
is ready.
It's never the other actors. It's never the cartoon characters that played him. Because, man, they suck. They're fucking garbage. But this Hugo Strange has the best voice. Hello, beautiful. Wiggle with it. Wiggle. Oh, yeah, look at that pretty boy. Woo! Man, I would be great in escape attempt. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of bitch. Hey. It's me stealing all the porn pictures off my buddy's phone's SD card and he's not looking. Fuck you, you dumb Android user. Now I can see what anime titties you liked. Oh yeah. And if you gotta be something, prison bitch is probably not the best, but you know what? Could be worse. Could be this guy. Oh, look at him. Black motherfucker trying to get defended with a chair. He's not actually black, it's burned onto his face. Let's see, look up, not here. There's so many Easter eggs in this first area. You can't see it here. But Azrael's going to be in here, and Black Mask's obviously over there. This guy in line that's going to turn around and be like, I'm going to shoot you, Batman! It's actually Deadshot. It's subtle, but it's his voice actor, and he's got a unique face and model and everything. Not this guy. This guy's, he's just a fat sack of shit. But this guy, he's got a unique mustache and goatee going on. It's Floyd Lawton, Deadshot, my main man. Yeah, Deadshot's actually my #1 comics character, even though my channel's named after Bane, who's like my #2. But to be fair, Bane Shake has a better ring to it than Floyd Shake. Bitch, why are you stabbing me with a blunt gun? That's not stabbing. Alright. Die, bitch. I need to die. I need a drink. I need to get a drink. Oh man, I made that one. Whew. The last one was a lot stronger than I realized it was going to be. Right up here, there's Azrael. Just a nice little... Excuse me, just a nice little touch. And if you look at him, he just disappears. Nah. I wonder how many punches Jack Ryder can take. Probably like 3 dozen already. Man, I'm real bad at Batman. Look at this. Just watching him getting fucking killed. Notice he's not beating a black guy. This man is actually very conscientious of race relations, and he was like, nah, this guy's down, I don't need to do anything more. But Jack Ryder, man, I need to fuck him up. You know, I fake news, hashtag. I don't like paying attention to evidence that things are probably bad in this country, in this world. Oh no. I'm falling for this one. I see it. I see the guy with the pipe. Ah, shit. Didn't let me counter. No. Fuck. Man, I love this game.
Night.
Dude, if anyone did this with less finesse than Rocksteady, you'd be like, Penguin has a bottle shoved in his eye and it's inoperable, they can't remove it. Oh, a bunch of edgy fucks. But because they did it well, they were like, wow, Rocksteady does dark and gritty so well. But like, imagine if it weren't Rocksteady. Imagine if Call of Duty was like, oh, look at this guy. He's got a bottle in his eye. It can't be removed. It's so edgy. And then everyone would mock him because Call of Duty has the subtlety of a napalm enema. It's a Joker quote from one of these games. I don't remember which one. Is it this one? Or was it the first game? I absorb way too much DC comics. It's probably bad for my social standing. Mental health. Frank, if you're watching this, when you see me at work and you'd be like, speak, I'd be like, come on, you need an intervention, man. Like I didn't let me stun because he's not wearing a cape. That's actually good attention to detail. It's also funny because it makes it look like he's just completely helpless without his cape currently. I guess Arkham Origins disproves that because he's Ninja Batman. It's the third playable character. They were like, here's your extra playable character. It's still Bruce Wayne. And it's just him as a ninja. Alright, you're gonna...
I can't contact Alfred from down here.
Should I beat the fuck out of Penguin? Should I leave him conscious? What should I do here? You know what I should do? I should get a drink! Woo! For the record, I'm also drinking water so as to not have a hangover tomorrow. I'm gonna knock the fuck out of Penguin. You know, Batman's batsuit looks a lot blacker instead of bluer in the remastered PS4 version I'm playing. Back on PS3, it looked pretty blue there. I don't know if that was a stylistic choice when they remastered it or if it was just a case of more accurate lighting. I honestly don't know. But it's cool. Man, this is such a good game. They figured out the formula best in this game, I think. I'd say this is the best Batman game. Love Arkham Knight. Don't get me wrong. Man, I want more superhero games with this combat system. Spider-Man games clearly have been borrowing, but no one else has it. Like, I feel like this fighting system could apply to a lot of them if done properly. Fuck, I can't talk. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Let's see if I can avoid dying. Woo! The goddamn Batman, you can't kill me. I mean, you can if all you have to do is just hit me once. Oh god, someone's freaking the fuck out. What was that? Die, bitch. I mean, be knocked unconscious in the snow and exposure where you clearly won't be killed, because I'm Batman. Bitch. Man, I'm worried. I'm going to get sobered up. I'm going to be watching this tomorrow to do editing. I'm going to be like, there's nothing funny here. I'm just an asshole. I'm just a weird asshole. Oh, man. I'm okay being a weird asshole. I don't mind too bad, actually. As long as I'm something that people are like, you know what? He made a positive impact on my life. Like I mentioned in my countdown video, I'm not religious anymore. I used to be super religious. Growing up, I was raised Christian, Methodist specifically, but I was raised Christian, and I was like, yeah, all these things, Jesus is important, and philosophically, just nowadays, I just can't do it anymore. Full disclosure on all of that.
Screw justice. Killer and LR.
What was I saying? Dude, I forgot already. And people are going to be watching this and be like, are you sure you're not stoned? I'm not stoned. That's my buddy, the Stoned Gamer, Frank. That's his specialty. Mine, as I'm testing out here today, is merely just being drunk and playing this game. Oh god, that's so horrible. You know her last name? Not her, that's Selena Kyle. But the voice actor, that's previous name Gray Delisle, back when she first made this. But she's married now. Gray Griffin is her new name that she shows up as. Which Griffin's my last name, so I'm wondering if I'm somehow a very extended relative of her husband, which would make her a very extended relative by marriage. If so, welcome to the family, Greg Griffin. Alright, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was talking about religion. Full disclosure, when I'm drunk, I'm not the kind of person, I don't get angry or belligerent. A lot of people get very, they basically get unfiltered on alcohol. Some people, if you're naturally a very angry person, you got a lot of resentment, a lot of things you're bottling up, you might get angry. If got a lot of things that you're sad about, that you've got unresolved, you're probably going to get weepy. Me, I can get very philosophical. Despite my underpinnings as sort of a stupid asshole, as I like to put on in my YouTube videos or in real life when I'm goofing off with coworkers, and I like to act like the oddball. But I'm actually very philosophical. If I hadn't have dropped out of college, I would have gone for a few more philosophy classes than I wound up taking. So I really liked the philosophy class that I did take. He just had us discussing more often. He would start the discussion. Nice shot. He would start the discussion, and then he would start off with just class discussion. And no matter what we were arguing, he'd always play devil's advocate. And I really loved that class. And that was one of the classes I started struggling with because of the depression stuff. Two guns, bitch! Oh, I love that line. I was thinking about that line at work earlier because one of the managers was walking around with 2 water guns because of the festivities we were doing at work. Man, I love being drunk. This is nice. Man, I'm really bad at combat when I'm drunk. The best Batman comics going on right now. Like, at their highest point, you're seeing just a few thousand people reading them. It's really depressing. Guys, drunk me's gonna protest. You need to read comics. I know there's a lot of stigma around them where they're just really confusing. That these are the things you hear, they're confusing. There's just too much continuity. I don't know where to catch up. There's just, I don't know all these characters. And here's the thing about comics. Yes, they are ongoing. Yes, they do have continuity. The more continuity you know, the more likely you are to appreciate little details. And some writers intentionally work with continuity a lot. Grant Morrison's probably the biggest one. You will be extremely confused if you try to read something like Final Crisis that Grant Morrison wrote without continuity. Sure. In general, though, most comics you can read without the context. They're all the time recapping everything in little panels off to the side. Little boxes. Tom King wrote a 12-issue series. I guess full series, mini-series. It's probably too long to be a mini-series. But the Omega Man's what it's called. And it involves one of the Green Lantern characters, at that time a White Lantern, and it involves a bunch of other characters, the Omega Men in question, that you might think, here's this old comics team, I've never read their stuff before, certainly I won't know, but you'll follow just fine. All the characters are shown in a way that you don't need context to understand where they're coming from. Even Kyle Rayner as the White Lantern, it has this beautiful moment like 3 or 4 issues in, and it just explains him well, mostly visually, a little bit of narration, but mostly visually that lets you follow where he is. Don't even need to know a thing about Green Lantern because it will make sense. Like, you just need to read comics, guys. They're great. Read the Omega Men. Oh man, Tom King's a great writer. Not all his stuff's popular. In fact, a lot of stuff's very divisive. I've read his Batman run up through I Am Bane currently. I'm a few years behind because I read them just as trade paperbacks. I've not had as much money to just follow stuff recently, and that's okay. I'll catch up eventually. But his stuff, he involves trauma. He involves things that a lot of writers won't do with the characters involving depression, which I really like because That's something that's so heavily stigmatized, and I think that might be why he's partially, not entirely, but partially why some people don't like him. It's because it's something so stigmatized still in society. But he writes it in a really relatable, believable way. Especially his run on Batman. You read his stuff and you realize that, like, here's a man who never got over the death of his parents. Yeah, he would most definitely be depressed. He most definitely has some psychological hang-ups from trauma, from depressive tendencies that he's working through. Can he ever be happy? Maybe not, but maybe he's doing what he can. And I really like the fact that he's doing that in comics. Tom King, not Batman. Batman doesn't write comics. Tom King writes comics about Batman. Woo! I was supposed to stop talking about geeky stuff like 5 minutes ago, and here I am punching dudes on the street, still talking about shit. I'm too drunk for this. I'm supposed to be talking about stuff to make this easier for you guys to follow, and here I am just talking about more comics. Fuck it, it's my episode of Drunk Arkham City, I don't care. Riddler's Revenge. I'm just gonna play as Batman right now. Because fuck it, everyone's here for Batman. I love Robin, I love Nightwing, most people don't give a shit. Let's go with 1970s Batman, fuck it. Blue's where it's at, man. If I can get the capture card, I can obviously get good footage. Because I don't like stealing footage, because that's other people's work. And I sort of have to sometimes. Like, my last countdown video was... as much of it was mine as could be, but the PS3 stuff like Infamous and Enslaved, it just had to be stolen, because I couldn't do anything else. So... Sober Meat needs to put a Kickstarter together, get a capture capable technology of some sort, and we're gonna do that. I have barely even paid attention, and I'm still doing half decent. I'm not even paying attention, I'm still 2 out of 3 stars. Get out of here, armored guy, you're a piece of shit. I think I'm using this as an example not an example, I think I'm using this as an excuse to talk to myself. I think I'm lonely. Guys, I'm going to be super real with you for just a moment, just because I like to get philosophical when I'm drunk. I belong to a school of thought called absurdism, and while you might be thinking, yeah, that makes sense because you're real goofy, you like to act absurd, and that's not what absurdism truly means. Absurdism basically states the universe does not provide us any clear meaning. Therefore, we are capable and in fact should set our own meaning to life, the universe, existence, everything. Holy shit, I'm through round 2 already? Dude, I didn't even realize I was on round 2. Man, I'm autopiloting this hard. I'm too drunk to explain absurdism. I know it's not going to be for everyone, and I don't care that most people won't necessarily agree to it 100%, but I think it's one that you need to... you should research it, read it. Even if you don't want to subscribe to absurdism, that's fine, but you'll learn something if you just go with it, and I highly recommend it. We get this one chance, this one big, terrifying, beautiful chance in all of existence to do whatever we do with this finite time on Earth. Even if existence is just giving yourself the best existence you feel like you would have, you know, that's not the worst thing you can do, as long as you're not harming others. Whereas if you're setting out to make others' lives a better place, even if it is at your own detriment, that's also worthwhile because you found a way to find meaning in the meaningless. Someone like myself who just likes to create things and just amuse, we will put hours and hours of something into some experience that'll only last a few minutes or maybe a couple hours. You know, a movie maker spends hundreds, maybe thousands of hours on a movie, depending on it. The viewer spends about 2 hours watching it. A lot of work for a very teensy little sliver of
advice. Run.
Escapism. And you know what? I'm one of those people. doing that kind of thing, creating in order to allow others to enjoy, then that is a worthwhile endeavor. Even though I'm drunk and rambling and I've been talking for like 10 minutes. Oh shoot, I looked away from the screen too long. I got punched. But you gotta find something in life that just lets you feel like fulfilled, so that someday you're going to be lying on your deathbed, assuming it's a slow death. If you die fast, you don't have to worry about these whole angst things. I don't want people filled with regrets. I want people who look back and say, you know what? This was just a tiny existence in infinite time, and I don't even begin to understand a majority of existence. I can barely comprehend my own existence, let alone the rest of the more than 99% of the universe. But that's okay, I don't need to understand. I'm happy with it. And as someone who grew up depressed, and grew up anxious, what I need more than anything else is just to understand that even though my existence was not perfect, it was worthwhile. In just a teeny way to myself. Because I don't know what happens after we die. I don't know if there's a heaven or a hell. I don't even know if there's a free will in this life. But I want to know that even in the face of what may be oblivion of non-existence, that it's okay. Things will be okay. I lived my life. That's really what I want. Holy shit, how am I drunk with a times 39 combo? If you're one of the small number of people that are watching this video and you take something from it, I don't care how you were raised, I don't care what you have been taught is important. You are an individual with enough likes and enough desires that you can set your own path. It doesn't matter if free will's real or not. It doesn't matter if there's destiny or there's nothing. I want you to find stuff that makes you happy. Okay? That'll be all for tonight, guys. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe just for more. I know asking for those two things makes a difference, and I'm not monetized. I don't care. This isn't my living. I don't need this specifically in my life. I just do it for fun. So if you like it, check out my channel. Watch my other videos, especially the ones with like 3 views. It would just mean a lot to me. You're all wonderful people. No matter how misguided some of you might be, I don't care. You're wonderful people, and I hope the best happens. So like and subscribe, watch my other videos. I promise I'm sober in those. I'll be less sappy. Y'all have a good rest of your night. And that's all.